everyone. My name is Charlotte. I'm senior producer at the Paperbirds. I'm a white woman in my mid-30s. I have blonde curly hair and some big yellow earrings and some pink lipstick. And I'm sitting in my home office. You can see some paintings from my son behind me. And my pronouns are she and her. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon, or this morning, or this evening, depending on which time zone you're joining us from. So yeah, as Katie said a moment ago, it is time for the world premiere of A Call for Radical Empathy. But first, just quickly, a small amount of context about what you're about to see. So A Call for Radical Empathy is a commissioned film from filmmaker Naomi Waring. So we asked her to make a film in response to the young creatives. So her brief was to capture their thoughts, their experiences, as well as the hundreds of artworks about empathy that they created during the project. So yeah, no small task there for Naomi. The film's about 5 minutes long, and after that we will have a Q&A with Naomi, who will also be joined by some of the young creatives from the School of Hope who were the cast for this film. So yes, sit back, relax, and enjoy A Call for Radical Empathy.
You could so easily be pulled down by every day. Over a laptop screen, you don't notice in the moment how disconnected that is and how much you lose.
Connection to me doesn't feel like it's something innately physical. I think it's almost like this sort of invisible tie between people.
Being with another person and being able to share a moment, a thought, a feeling.
Even if you're across the world from each other, or in a different period of time even, it's this thing that just kind of reduces all of those spaces and just makes you almost come into contact with someone in that way. I think to me, hope, it almost feels like when everything is going so wrong in your life, it's like this single piece of footing that's stopping you, stopping the ground moving beneath your feet.
Hope, I think, is the absence of certainty. But the want, the desire for something to happen. there's a lot of connections which could be made if we learnt to unlearn the judgment that I think blocks us from empathy.
Hello, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed that. I think I must have watched it about 20 times now, and I still get tingles every time I watch it. It's so subtle and tender, yet really powerful. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the artists up on screen to join us. But just before we bring them in, I'll just give you a little bit of information about who we're about to meet. So firstly, our filmmaker, the director of that fabulous artwork, Naomi. So Naomi's a writer-director with a background in theatre and participatory practice. And she's made many award-winning films and worked with communities around the world. And she uses storytelling and film as a tool for change. And you will have seen that there were 4 cast members in A Call for Radical Empathy as well, Jenny, Athena, Sarah and Ahmed. So they were all young creatives who previously took part in the School of Hope workshop programme earlier in the summer. They were drawn from the groups at the National Theatre and Theatre Centre. And then we asked if they would like to be part of this venture with Naomi as well. So Jenny is from North London, and she is first AD at an independent film company, and she was also working on a children's book about talking trees. She directed a comedy she wrote about postmen at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this summer, and she hopes to return next year with her debut into magic. Ahmed we met at the Theatre Centre, and he is interested in drama in general. You will have seen him earlier on, hopefully, in Key's documentary. He was also really great in that documentary, giving his insights. Athena is 18. She is a theatre student. By day, she works at Theatre Centre, and by night, she is an amateur writer. Sarah is also an artist that we met through Theatre Centre. Yes, so guys, would you like to join me on screen? Hello to, hi Ahmed, hi Naomi, hey everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hey guys. So yeah, would you like to just say a quick hello everybody, just introduce yourself and maybe give us a little audio description. Naomi, do you want to kick off?
Hi everyone, I'm Naomi Waring. I am mid-30s white woman wearing my new glasses, which I'm really excited about. I've got red lipstick on and there's a big window behind me, and I'm wearing a sort of purple fluffy cardigan. I mean, I sound atrocious, but
fabulous.
Thanks.
Athena, would you like to say a few words to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Athena. My pronouns are she, her. I'm 18. I am mixed race, Irish St. Lucian. I have short hair, 11 piercings, and behind me I have a rainforest kind of decoration. So yeah, hi.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ahmed, would you like to go next?
Hi everyone, my name is Ahmed Nima. My pronouns are he, him. I'm currently wearing a blue hoodie, a hat, and behind me is my lovely wardrobe. I always keep my beautiful stuff in.
Great. Jenny, shall we hear from you?
Hi, my name's Jenny. My pronouns are she, her. I have brown wavy hair. I've got a black top on, and behind me is a beautiful, colourful tapestry on my wall.
Really nice. And Sarah, hi.
Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm 21. I am a white woman. My pronouns are she, her. I'm wearing a blue jumper. I have brown hair, and behind me you can see a bit of a door. Yes.
Great. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So I thought we should talk about process first and foremost, because at the Paper Birds, we are all about process. We really believe that process is as important and as empowering as the final product. And I really feel like that's super manifest in this film that you've all created together. So Naomi, maybe you could kick off, because I know that it was a really collaborative and participatory process, and I know you spent time both in person and also digitally with all of the School of Hope groups, or many of the School of Hope groups, and looked through all of their artworks. So yeah, maybe you could tell us a bit more from your point of view as the filmmaker, the process behind this film that we've just seen.
Yeah, thanks, Charlotte. First of all, I was absolutely terrified with this project. The brief was quite broad. Represent all of these incredible people and their artwork. Like, okay. So I guess the way in for me was to try to create something in a similar way that the young people were creating their art. So for me, the bravery and the open-heartedness with like that all of these people from around the globe were just creating and putting themselves out there was just basically, I was like, if I don't do anything else, just do this. So I was basically inspired by the approach of the young people and just kind of trusting the process and like trusting this idea of the unknown and allowing things to kind of unfold. So kind of that's where I began. And it was really a learning and a learning curve for me in doing that, basically, and trusting my own ideas as an artist. And I think that part of the community of the School of Hope meant that we were encouraged to do that, like everyone was kind of like encouraged to kind of express themselves. So I'm really grateful for that. And then, yeah, as you said, I just basically spent time with some of the young people. I spent time looking at everyone's art and really listening to what everybody had to say, but also kind of trying to find a feeling that I felt that was coming from the space, and a feeling of of that kind of that they talked about already, but this closeness, this connection, and these kind of like threads that connected us over space and time. So I wanted to find a way to incorporate some of that in the work. It definitely helped being in the room with these guys at Theatre Centre, and like that energy and seeing the process was really, really helpful. And then I just had a myriad of ideas, and I just kind of whittled them down. But I think one thing that I will just say quickly is that having a piece of artwork in the film was really important to me. So because I felt, to me, that it was through the doing of art and working as an artist that we were able to create this sense of empathy, and it was through art that we were able to look at ourselves and others with a different lens. So it was really important to find a way to get a piece of artwork in there, and working with Margarita was a real honor. She is a dancer and artist and has been using the bands that we saw in the film, and I thought it was a really great physical manifestation of empathy, and yeah, we were all really lucky to work with her on a workshop, and it was very collaborative. And then obviously all of the work with you guys, and you just being so open and supportive of my ideas. So Yeah. So
Thank you.
humble.
No, that's really helpful, because you see the final product, but you don't see all the work and all the conversation and collaboration that's gone on behind the scenes. So yeah, I was keen to get your perspective. Yeah, maybe we could hear sort of the same question, I suppose, to the other artists, to the cast. How you found the process, because obviously you'd done the School of Hope earlier on in the summer, and then we approached you to see if you'd like to be in the cast of this film. So yeah, how was the process for you, as kind of collaborating artists? Who wants to take that question?
I'll go.
Cool, go for it.
It was a very vulnerable experience, I would say, being set in a room full of people and just going, okay, now what does this mean? And coming forward with all these different creative points of views. And like Naomi said, we did workshops with each other, which did bring us closer together as a cast. And when we did go to, sets and scenes to film certain things, and we took the train up to Margate, which was amazing. Just having that moment, all of us together, to be vulnerable around each other and having a safe space. It was an amazing experience, even while in between scenes, talking with each other, joking around with Naomi and the film crew as well. It's definitely an experience that I won't soon forget. And it did teach me a lot about different people's points of view on a singular word, which is, I think, something that we forget, is that even though it's one word, a lot of people have a different point of view on it based on life experiences and what they've been through and things like that. So it was, vulnerability and awakening for me personally.
Really great words. Thank you. Really provocative. Does anybody else want to talk about their experience of the process, the making process?
I'll
Oh, no, Ahmed, you go.
I'll hear. Yeah, let's hear from both of you. Who wants to go first? Ahmed, do you want to go first, and then?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
All your perspectives.
I think the main point of all of this being able to obviously work with Naomi and everyone, the beautiful cast, Athena, Sarah, and Jenny, within specific scenes, I thought to myself how would it look like on the camera? And then also between obviously scenes, talking to Naomi, obviously the crew as well, they had some beautiful ideas, especially Margarita. She's fantastic, honestly. The way she I could see the process in which she was trying to perform a certain view or a certain camera angle. It looked so beautiful, and I'm just grateful for what this film has impacted to everyone across the world, and I hope it does make a difference. Thank
you. Yeah, beautiful words. Thank you, Ahmed. And Sarah, did you want to add something? I'm keen to know if there was anything that you, from the School of Hope, from those workshops that you did earlier on in the summer with Theatre Centre, whether you felt like you were able to draw on any of that and pull it through into the creation of the film, collaborating with Naomi. If you feel there is, it'd be interesting to hear.
Definitely. I think we all sort of realised that the School of Hope had helped us reignite our passion for being creative and working with people in a room, and we'd all sort of forgotten how exciting it is to just be in a space and just completely let yourself go and be vulnerable again. So that, I think, when we were asked to be in the film, we were all just quite excited to carry on working together. And it was a really special experience where we could bring something to life and see it have our voices heard. It was a really great experience.
Great, thank you. And Jenny, do you feel the same? Do you feel like being a kind of collaborator on this film, I don't know, was a way of you being heard, I suppose, to take Sarah's words there?
Oh yeah, absolutely, because I loved doing the School of Hope course over the summer, and I was so excited to be part of the film. But I don't think I appreciated the difference of doing things over Zoom and doing things in person was sort of after COVID, and being in a room with so many really open-minded creative people and doing such kind of physically intimate activities like we did with those rubber bands. It was just this really moving experience, and it sort of felt like you were in this sort of very just this sort of creative space that we were all sort of sharing our ideas, and I just found that really amazing. And so I feel like this film has also come at such an important time for empathy, where it just sort of really aligned for me the importance of connection, just all being able to sort of be together doing these things, going to Margate, that's just really what it sort of felt like for me.
Yeah, because we heard in the film your own words, didn't we? Like we heard all of your voices, like talking about how you felt about empathy. So yeah, how did that come about? Naomi, maybe you could tell us a bit more about how that, was brought together and how you pulled the young people's, like literally their voices through into the film.
Yeah. So basically, I I had all these images that we'd all worked on. You sort of were always like, it could be this or it could be this, and then we'd had some amazing conversations together while we were in the space, and it's always really hard to try to like recreate that. But I guess I pulled out some kind of key questions or things that I thought were important that I wanted to kind of say with the film. And then I just sent them, we all have a little WhatsApp group, and I just sent them in the WhatsApp group. And then they were literally just voice recordings that the guys sent me via WhatsApp.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to keep that like that digital presence in a way as part of the film, because that is also how the course is, for many people it's all been online. So I just asked a series of different questions like, what does hope mean for you? What is empathy? And they were all things that we'd already discussed that I just hadn't actually captured. So it was really great. And unfortunately, I didn't use everybody's. I didn't use Ahmed's and I didn't use Athena's, but what they said was reflected in both Sarah and Jenny's words, and in terms of the edit. And there were so many shots and different things that I couldn't use in the film, and that's just like what you have to do. But so it was really great to get to hear those voice notes and for them to be so thoughtful and so considered. And I just honestly, like watching the film, and I think it's hearing their voices actually, just it always makes me feel really emotional.
Yeah, I agree. So we don't have loads of time, but as you know, this event is a graduation for young creatives, for young artists, and we want to inspire people. So I thought maybe we could finish on maybe everybody, and we haven't got long, so just briefly, what advice would you give to young people, to young artists, wanting to make a career, to get into art, to get their voice heard through the art that they make? Any kind of final words of wisdom that you would want to pass on to other younger artists or artists younger than you? Yeah.
Or anyone just beginning art, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to find their expression. Yeah, exactly.
I think that it's about it has to be for you in a way. Like it has to be part of your journey of like self-discovery or whatever it is that you want to create, because I think it's such a hardcore industry that if you look at it in terms of like having getting accolades or having people outside of yourself give you approval, then it could be a painful journey. So I think it's something that has to be for you, something that you have to keep trying. And I think it's about creating communities as well, and like community within yourself, allowing you to express yourself and seeing different perspectives. And I think that by doing that, you will always attract an audience, because there will always be people that resonate. And I think doing this process has really underlined that. I mean,
really a kind of honesty. Yeah, absolutely. Athena, what would you say to inspire other young artists?
I think the worst thing is that like not taking that first step and not trying. Like it seems very difficult and it seems very daunting and very intimidating when you see all these people and they have years and years worth of experience and like a whole backing of like work portfolio behind them. I think the worst thing you can do is not take that first step. I think I said it in the other documentary as well. I repeat myself a lot, but that is the worst thing that you could do, is just not take that first step forward, that first jump, and just be like, okay, no, I want to do this and I'm going to do it. I think that's if you want to do something, do it. No matter what anybody says, if you truly believe in your heart that this is for you and this is something you want to share with the world or to inspire anybody around you, the worst thing you can do is sit on it and not do anything about it.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful words. Ahmed, anything you would like to say to inspire the next generation?
Yeah, I would say necessarily not everyone is born for the arts, and not everyone should be born. Wait, what? How did that come out of my mouth? What I'm trying to say is testing the waters is usually the best route for anyone going into the arts, because it can be a risk, and sometimes opportunities don't usually take the right turn. But sometimes it is testing the waters and seeing how things work out. Like, especially with this film, we never knew what it was going to turn out to be, like how different scenes were going to look and how like different the ways in which like shots were taken. I think taking those steps as well, like Athena said and like Naomi says, testing the waters and taking the first step is probably the best route to go at.
Great, thank you. Jenny, any words of wisdom?
I think sometimes you can feel like you're all on your own. And I think when you do take that plunge and you have like the courage to be vulnerable and to put yourself out there, like you can be like assured that you will find a community of people who share your passion and share like the way that you see the world. And it's that, I think that in itself is just like a really powerful thing. And so even if you feel like completely like isolated in having that sort of creative passion right now, like I think once you really get into it, like it's just really amazing to sort of connect with so many people.
Great, thank you. And Sarah, anything you would like to add before we round up this Q&A?
Yeah, just I think number one, always take risks, like say yes to things that scare you within reason, because that's where you will find bits about yourself that you didn't know, and I think that's one of the most exciting things. And also I view like creativity and the arts as something you can choose to give rather than you have to give. So if you follow something you're passionate about, that will always shine through, and that's like your gift to the world, so do that. Yeah.
Oh guys, you're giving me tingles again, all over again after watching that film. Thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate you joining us in virtually to be part of this community of people here today. So yeah, and congratulations, fabulous film. So we're going to take a 5-minute comfort break now, and during this time there's going to be a little slideshow, so it will give you a quick summary of the project and also showcase a small selection of artworks made by the School of Hope graduates.
you.